Hello everyone and welcome to new video of editorial part from the Hindu newspaper. Right now I am reading the Hindu newspaper. You can see on my screen. My topic is exploited workers, a labor policy, empty promises. In July, while providing instance of forced labor in the seafood industry on India's eastern coast, this writer made hundreds of women driven to desperation peeling fish head on cold tables without gloves, all for miser wages and farming failed. Their family promised employees states, insurance, ESI, and Provident Fund benefit at time of recruitment. They were reclassified as daily wages a month before my visit. There was a modest wage hike, but they have lost both benefit as the company stopped contributions. Vulnerable, they toil long hour trapped in exploitations that has come to define forced labor, exposing the fragility of their legal safeguard in India's labor landscape. Again, this grim backdrop where 11 million people endure modern slavery in India, the world's highest, the Bharatiya Janata Party led government unveiled the draft Shram Shakti Niti 2025, which is claimed to be a future ready policy cloaked in ancient India ethos from texts such as Manusmriti, but is blind to the brutal realities that workers face. In case of employer case, since late 2021, this writer has interviewed thousands of workers in steel factories, sandstone quarries, seafood plant, and textile mills across West, Northwest, East, and South India, hired through middlemen on daily wages without contracts and stripped of their rights. Paid off payroll through contractors, these workers are denied legal benefits languishing as part of the 90% of informally employed workforce in India as in 2024. International level labor organization ILO report this policy float labor law enable wage theft and erodes worker dignity defining constitutional protection under Article 14, 16, and 23. This is a cynic rebrand favoring cultural nostalgia and employee case over justice for worker. This policy introduced a portable universal social security account merging employees provident fund organization, employees state insurance corporation, Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana, E-Shram, and state board for lifelong health, pension, maternity, accident, and life insurance across sectors. Invoking Article 40 right to work, education, and public assistance, yet it towards funding no gig employer mandates or state match risking the e-shram paltry payouts digital IDs in a situation of only 38% household literacy result in the exclusion of women senior citizen and low literates violating article 15. Further, the absence of union safeguard affect bargaining. The initial phase must enforce offline access and triple tile funds. This is a case of exploitation on the exceptional exceptional safety from the policy pillage strict enforcement of 2020 equip- exceptional safety health and working condition code with risk audits and gender sensitive standard honoring directive 42 stand can make provision to secure just and human condition of work for maternity relief and ILO International Labour Organization Convention 155 women's care role risk but the goal of near zero fatalities by 2047 appears fanciful without penalties, and given the reality of inspector shortages, digital tools excluding informal workers, undermining equality, ignoring gig mental health, while union audit weaken Article 19. Areas of concern, the hints that the Ministry of Labor and Employment MOLE will become an employment facilitators by using the artificial intelligence AI driven national career service NSS for job matching, credential check and skill alignment in tier 2 third cities and micro small medium enterprises, merging skills India to tackle 91.75 graduate mismatches, yet absent AI based safeguard risk, caste and gender based Article 15 violation, ignoring the wages code minima for 12 million gig workers, where flexibility is a cover for abuse and unclear transitional transition benefit demands, ethics, audit, and union vetted algorithm to curb tech-driven inequality. The policy target 35 female labor participation by 2030 from 33.7% through affordable childcare, flexible gigs, equal pay, and apprenticeships, aligning with Article 15's gender equality and the ILO Convention 195 mobility goals. However, without cured courts, penalties, or sufficient maternity support for informal workers, there can hardly be success. Overlooking youth mental health and caste gender data gaps hides that unique challenges that Dalit women face, making union-led audit essential for true dignity and progress. The policy's green tech vision promotes AI enhanced safety measures and reskilling opportunities for coal workers, aligning with the climate goal of sustainable sustainable development goal 13 and the livelihood right of article 21. However, just transition lacks substance without income support or union involvement, risking violation of ILO Convention 9 or 29, winding rural AI gaps and the urban-centric green jobs, marginalize 400 millions informal workers, tripartite funding and organization for economic cooperation and development safeguards are essential to avoid an exploitative ego trap that undermine dignity. The policy, which hints at convergence through labor and employment policy evaluation index dashboard, aims to release Article 12 Article 12's vision of the just governance by linking the national education policy with the digital India. However, weak enforcement of the Digital Personal Data Protection Act risks enabling surveillance and the undermining Article 19 freedoms. Amid exploitation and digital optimism, the Shram Shakti Niti 2025 project are right-driven, future-ready vision for Viksit Bharat, but there are gaps beneath its ambitious re- rhetoric such as weak regulatory oversight, digital exclusion, unforced penalties, and fragile adherence to ILO conventions. All these would only accelerate the decline of union in an expanding gig economy. It is about the dignity, right, and justice. Without concentration, without without concrete funding and institutional safeguard, the promise of universal social protection may collapse under its own weight for millions trapped in informal and forced labor. The policy success will ultimately be measured not by the digital dashboard but by its power of restore dignity, right, and justice to India's working poor. The 2025 and 47 rollout needs urgent pilots with right audit for accountability. There need to be tripartite enforcement, offline access for dignity, excluding worker, and transparent grievance uh, rehearsal. Without these, there is a risk of symbolic rhetoric over justice for India's laboring millions. So I have completed this second editorial part from the Hindu newspaper. I hope you will enjoy this video. So I want to conclude in one line. So this editorial contains some fundamental rights like 14, 16, 23, and 15. So we should know what is the right of 14, 15, and 23. I tell you, these are a fundamental right. In Hindi, it's called Maulik Adhikar. It's mean uh, that is a fundamental right you have given by the uh, government of India to general public of India who is living in India, and he is a uh, citizen of India. They have citizenship of India. I hope you got this point. First article is 15 means equality labor, equality before law and equal protection of law. Yani it means all the peoples have equal right before the law. It means people are primary for the law. And article number 15 is prohibition of discrimination of ground, religion, race, caste, or sex, place of birth. You can see in India, we are living in urban India. If we are going rural India, there is a different type of caste and various type of group and male, female, or sex, and so there is a prohibition of discrimination in ground like religion, caste, and sex. So this law of fundamental rights, it protect from discrimination on ground. And we have to move on. Article number 23, it is prohibition of trafficking the human being and forced labor. We don't watch in the news there is a forced labor in working in India in various places, but we can see in like Bihar, Odisha, and other state of India, there are forced labor who is working without their without they wanted. So article number 12 is also in this editorial. It means definition of state. What is state? So I have concluded this video, and I will meet you on another video. I will topic the informatives in the SIR of electoral laws and vocabulary of today editorial part. Thank you so much for watching this, and I hope you will enjoy this video. If you find anything else, you can comment on this video, and you want to improve, or you can suggest me anything about this video and for YouTube channel, you can message me on comment me. Thank you so much.